pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, audience introductions. We'll start over here.
I'm Steve with HMK.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Audience.
Oh, Alex Graber.
Thank you. All right, item number 2, approval of agenda. I think so.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve the agenda. Although, is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Passes. Delegation of visitors. Do we have anybody who wanted to sign up to speak? Item 4, items of information for the board. HMK updates.
Yeah, well, we've got 2 projects. We've got the seismic project and the bond project. And currently, Girding is onboarding the subcontractors for the seismic project. And that's scheduled to start May 10th. So they'll be getting their safety fencing up, bringing their construction trailer out, getting temporary power set up. So they'll be preparing to get started for the seismic project on May 10th. And then the bond portion, we're in construction documents, which the design process is scheduled to be complete on May 25th. And then Gertie will put the bond portion out to bid. So that's
Not till May?
Yeah, May 25th is when the design construction documents will be finished. So that'll be the end of design, it'll be May 25th.
I think that's what he said in the meeting, wasn't it?
What was going on May 4th? There was something else that we were anticipating.
Not sure.
I thought we were, I have it in my notes.
Going out to bid May 4th.
That was,
Maybe
maybe
I
that was it.
misunderstood. Because I remember thinking the beginning of May was too far out. I'm looking it up right now.
I don't know. I had it in my notes, but sorry. I gotta find the right one. Because we were talking about it, because I said May 4th, Star Wars Day, and you said nerd. So there was something we were anticipating for May 4th. He did. It's fine. He's right.
Very nerd.
It's okay.
Well, Ray did have that, and she searched it out.
His chair.
Oh, here. I'll get you
No, I'm fine. I'm totally good.
Get that one down.
I'll
This
make
is
it
not
third.
the one that takes forever to
Yeah,
get
the
back.
permits, that's what it was.
Okay.
Permits should be back by tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we need that before we can go out to bid.
No,
Something different.
yeah,
There you go.
no, we don't need to talk to it, but
The
just
chair's
an
like
estimate on,
It was permits? Okay. All right, sad, I was hoping it was sooner, okay. Reports.
And so the first one is that we had a play and a little bit, fatherly love here for my daughter. She was in it, but just the play overall was fantastic. I love the fact, and Misty made a point to talk about it with the parents there, just saying it's nice to be able to have a K through 12 performance and the support that our kids get from the older kids. And Jessica knows because I sent her a message just like after the play, I saw older kids great job in hugging younger kids. And my daughter actually got some encouragement from her older daughter who was in the play as well. And, that's weird. Misty Matthews is calling me right now. But just the amount of camaraderie and how well put together that performance was. Catherine Clevenger, her voice is fantastic. We'll definitely miss her and those other seniors. There's 5 of them that are graduating, and it's every year we say, oh, we hate to see this group of seniors go. I think Chrissy, you were alluding to that a couple weeks ago, and it's just a job well done for them, and Misty puts together a really good performance. It takes a lot of time, and I know that's something that's a lot of sacrifice for kids and for staff trying to work around the schedule, et cetera. But I'm curious to see what play she does next year. I have not heard so far next year on what she plans on doing, but it's been a really good program all these years. And we had some subs here the other day that got a chance to see it during the dress rehearsal, which wasn't the better of the performances according to Misty and the kids. And they were just in awe by it. And then I know Julia Wilson, 5th grade, her mom was here volunteering last year when they did something and just said the same thing. It's like, wow, you guys don't realize what you have here. This is pretty unique and special. So we're really excited about that. So, the seniors I talked about, there were 25 shows between, or just about that. Some obviously the same shows, but I think Mason said that he had done 10 of the shows, which is basically everyone he could do since he was in 1st or 2nd grade. So really cool opportunity. State convention was in Redmond. I got
25 shows from Misty?
No, 25 shows between those seniors. So
Oh,
they were overlapping shows, obviously, but
right.
Mason had 10, another kid had 6, another kid had, so these are
Oh,
kids that this is a project. This is sometimes their sports basically. So it's
that's cool.
a variety of kids that did those long-lasting shows, and they were ad-libbing during the performances, and it was driving Misty crazy. So I appreciated that a little bit too. So she made a comment about that later on too. Then with the state convention, our kids got a chance to go over there to Redmond. It was great. It's always amazing. I always hear from the kids, the different items that they learned there. I had not been able to do a state convention a long time. I was coaching, as you all 3 know, and never really got a chance to go over there. And had an opportunity to do one of the evening sessions and have dinner with the group, and it was a really great opportunity. I was really glad I got a chance to go do it, and I talked with my wife about us going and seeing it again next year, just taking some time that weekend, first weekend of spring break, and going over to Redmond. They're going to keep having it there in the near future, just because the facility allows to have the best opportunity rather than moving it around to different locations. I guess one year they did it, in Pendleton. I remember dropping kids off. Actually, it was Hermiston. And they actually had to blow out part of the wall. Were you there for that one?
I did go to Hermiston for one of the years.
Yeah, Hutch was telling me about it that night. He was like, yeah, they actually had to cut open the concrete wall to get into the gym because they needed extra power and space, and they wanted to host it that badly. So it blew my mind when they said that. So, but that guy has history on it. But it was really great, and great job by the Oregon FFA. Also talks a lot about our other spring sports. So obviously, we have a lot of field trips coming up: Washington Park Zoo, historic museums, college visitations. We have a field trip again tomorrow. We have a trip down to Oregon State to see some various activities on the 5th of May as well with our high school kids. So that'll be a great opportunity for our kids to go down there, and our choirs will be the same location. So we're trying to secretly make that work so we can go support them. Schoolwide improvement on for the 28th, and we're also doing some music that day here. Doing our Pirate Sounds group, our 3rd, 4th, 5th. You can have an opportunity to work with in between the performances from that group from Woodburn, and get a chance to sing. They have their choir concert actually got postponed to the 4th, the following week, because of some other conflicts. And then I'd like to thank Mrs. Thompson, who's retiring at the end of this year, and Lorraine, as they put in there, for the service to our school, and big shoes to fill for whoever comes in after both of them, and they're definitely going to be missed. So thank you, Lorraine, for all you've done for our school. So that's about it.
Okay. elementary and middle school.
Yeah, I have a few more to add on to what Dan has already mentioned. We hosted our very first assembly in the last couple of years. So that was great. We had a mime come out and visit with elementary and middle school, and that was an experience. It was pretty fun. Survival Swim is also making a comeback. So next month we'll be having 2 weeks of Survival Swim. Still at the Crop Center. It's taken a little bit for them to get the staff, but we've got it. So we're heading there in a couple weeks. We started planning for 8th grade and kindergarten graduations, which are just, it seems a little bit crazy that it's that time of the year. But we're excited to be doing those again. And, Dan mentioned field trips. We've got quite a list of field trips that we're sending kiddos on that staff have organized. And I think that the variety is maybe the largest variety I've seen in a while. We're just ready to get back out in the community, take some trips, and learn off campus as well. So I think that's really it. I really, just like we spoke about the K-12, I'm not done yet, yeah. The K-12 play, it's a lot of time investment for these kids and these families, and it's tough to sometimes make that all happen because some of them do play sports and things also on the side. But to see it all come together, you just can't imagine it when you're only watching the dress rehearsals. To come in person when they're actually all dressed up in their costumes and their makeup and really ready for their audience is just pretty out of this world. So it's pretty neat to see all that time and dedication really show to be something amazing for these kiddos, and the camaraderie they build across their different age groups and social groups is pretty neat. I think that's all for me.
Thank you. Special education.
All right, we have 28 students right now. We're still in the middle of meeting for our eligibility meetings. So I think that number is going to continue to increase as it did last month. We continue to have our every other week staff meetings. Melissa and I are learning the unique learning system program. So we should be ready for implementation soon. And yeah, we're enjoying that program. So
Good.
that's it.
I've got one more outdoor school. How did we forget that one?
Oh,
It's next week.
Is it coming up?
Yep, next week.
Next week,
Where's it at?
up outside Fall City. What's the name of it?
Tap a window.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's like, how did that escape me?
I know.
I was gonna say Black Rock. I knew that was best. Something good happens up there, so.
Okay, do we have any questions about facility report? Okay. C, spotlight on education.
Our high school art teacher, who's our English teacher, Ms. Crawford, has been doing this the last couple of years. And she has done an excellent job. In fact, I sent a picture to a mom earlier today about what their student had done. I actually called Ms. Crawford out last week and again today, looking at some of the artwork that they've done. And this is something that she does largely. We still have the outside artist that comes in, but not nearly as much as we have in the past this year. And Ms. Crawford's done a really great job working with the kids. We have a lot of kids, high school and middle school, really. It's not just high school. There are a few middle school kids that are in there. Some of the, I'm going to put your son on the spot, Cindy. Last year, Wyatt did one. I'm like, whose is this? And she said, Wyatt, and I felt, my mouth just went open like, no way. So I went and told her it was this little painting that they had up over in the middle school. But it was just neat to see the variety of kids that we have. What's that?
You're calling kids' names out in board.
Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. The one student, yeah, but it was really a great opportunity to see these students that don't normally participate in some of these other artistic avenues to be able to have that, chance to do that with one of their teachers that they seem to have a pretty good rapport with. So it was really a great thing to have Miss Crawford be the one that was helping do that art over the last couple of years. She's ran with it.
Yeah, I'm doing a great job.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell her thank you for us. D, I'm skipping it. E.
Yeah, skip.
You'll skip that.
No. If
Okay.
we skip it, can she not?
If I
Yeah,
skip
not
it,
approving it.
Yeah.
if I skip it,
I'm
are you
doing
staying?
good.
Yeah. I'm sure she saw us.
She's like,
Oh, you want me to do it? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to, that's why I was being quiet. So yes,
doing
resignation, Lorraine Sullivan, so we have it on there. Again, I just mentioned it in the superintendent report, but Lorraine's done a great job for us here. It'll be 3 years of service she gave to us, and really good opportunity for her with some possible job opportunity or job advancement, and definitely a raise as well. So position well earned, Lorraine, thank you again. I know I caused you a lot of grief sometimes, so thanks for putting up with me. But it's your laugh is infectious, and I probably shouldn't have told your future boss that, because we were talking about your infectious laugh during the conversation. It was a good thing, not a bad thing. But no, it's been really great having you here, and I know that a lot of our board really appreciates you, and I know our staff does as well. So thank you.
big shoes to fill. We will miss you. All right, item E, 22-23 board calendar.
So with the board calendar, I think that's actually more for you folks as far as figuring out your
It is.
items and what you want to do
I didn't
here.
put anything in
I was
there.
gonna say,
I was gonna say, I
see
never
anything.
saw a calendar.
Well, I think you want to know, what do you want as far as same days and
Well,
third Monday still?
yeah, so I just want to make sure that we're setting the date on the day that works for everybody. So let's go through and look at the calendar real quick.
Amber's got a smile on her face,
I
like she's
have
ready for a curveball.
She does, so
I have
So let's just start with July. So the third Monday in July would be the 18th. Are we still good with that
Yep,
date?
yep.
Right? But in August,
Yeah, August, I have a conflict. We're actually gonna be in December around the 15th. So I don't know if we wanna do the week before or the week after, or if you guys wanna have a board meeting without me,
That one.
be fine too.
Could we possibly look at the 8th? The reason I say that is we may be looking to set numbers for,
well, that was when Amber told me that. I said, well, sometimes we have the board meeting a week early in August because we want to set numbers for open enrollment. So
Which is fine with me, but
I'm good with that.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
So let's look at 8/8, okay?
Nothing on this one.
I know, it doesn't work for me at all.
right.
And I'm just gonna have to continually mark on my board self-evaluation that I'm late. So, for meetings, especially in August, and July. So, September, we'll look at the 19th, right? And October, the 17th. November, the 21st, does that conflict with
Conferences.
conferences and Thanksgiving? Do we want to have our board meeting? Administratively, how do you guys feel about that?
I don't mind it that night, but it could be the 14th if you didn't want to do it that week. Because we're probably going to do the December one a little early.
Right,
So maybe the 14th of November then.
okay? And then, December, kind of the same problem. The 19th is, yep. You guys want to move it to the 12th?
Yeah.
Okay. And then January 16th,
That's a holiday.
right?
Do you want to do it Tuesday then?
I'm good with that,
So we're gonna do the same thing then in February.
so that we don't have, right, see, I knew we had these conflicts. So February is President's Day, which is, you know, another holiday. So you always want to have that on the 21st?
Sure.
You go with that, Dan?
Yeah.
And then March, when's spring break?
So the very last week,
What is the last
the
week?
27th.
So we're okay with the 20th? That's not when you want to go to Redmond?
No, the
we go on
Redmond should be
24th.
the
27th.
24th.
24th?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, the 17th? And then May 15th? And then, you know, June 19th is a holiday.
That's correct. That's correct, the 20th.
The 20th.
Okay. And then we don't need to worry about July because that'd be the next calendar. So are we comfortable with this calendar dates? I wrote all this down if you.
Yeah, I got them and I'll put them on a calendar and send them to you.
Okay.
And what,
I just want
for-
them ready for when the administration puts their calendar out for next year. You can include that in the calendar. And then that way, if there's conflicts, we can address it next month again.
No, I think it looks great.
Okay. That is all that we had. Amber just mentioned to me the August thing, and I remember that we typically kind of move it up to try to set numbers. And then that got me looking at the calendar and seeing all the holidays, and I was like, we better talk about it in the board meeting. Okay, so moving on, item 4F, construction project spending authority.
So this is just to have a discussion, it doesn't really have any action until May, but just looking at, you know, the amount of money that we're spending for construction projects and the volatility in the market, or if we have to have some type of substitution. It's in a kind of a draft form that Cindy had worked on, and then I modified it to send out to Trina, just kind of reference point it, and but definitely open to other ideas, suggestions. But with this, we have a lot of items that the concern is from H&K that we'll have to make some movement, but we want to make sure you folks are in the loop. And so we want you to be fully aware, not just once we have the meeting, but before that. So I would send you folks a email or something like that, that had that a form attached, whatever is agreed upon by the group. We can send out some type of draft if you, I know we talked about meeting Wednesday possibly. So maybe that's one of the items we can discuss during that time versus the
I think
draft.
as a board, we're pretty comfortable with,
Okay.
I think the big thing for us is just that form gets sent out and we know that there's changes. I mean, honestly, we gotta stay within budget best we can, and we're gonna leave it to you guys.
Okay.
And we like the transparency of the form. I don't know that we need board action.
You may, as far as giving you the authority to spend though.
We've already given it.
We've already
though.
given you that authority when we
Yeah.
granted him, when we granted H&K and, who's our, Gurney? We already gave him the total amount, right?
Yeah, the maximum GMP's been awarded. As long as, you know, that covers like change orders, you know, for example, you open up a wall, you find dry rot. We just need to be able to say, the estimate's gonna cost, I don't know, $9,000 to fix it. We just need to be able to move on that quickly, just so that we don't get behind on our schedule. That's
We like the form that you created
Okay.
as a, you know, as a board. And I think what's really positive about it is that it's just really transparent. We know when change orders are happening, we'll just be on top of it and be really aware, but we don't want to hinder you in any way. We want you to be able to move, knowing that when you're out of money, you're out of money.
Yeah, I would just say when it comes down to that, I mean, if, you know, you open up the wall and there's dry rot, it's not like you can just, oh, we're just gonna come
Right.
back here and see
There's not
that.
we can, yeah.
Yeah, and also
So-
the the bucket of money that the change orders come out of is our contingency.
Right,
And so we got a $300,000 budget for contingency. And usually we don't spend the entire amount on a project.
we'd like you not to.
And we try
We'd like
not
a
to.
covered walkway. No
My
pressure.
understanding was $500,000 in that contingency. budget.
Well, that's
It is true.
that's the owner.
Oh, the owners, that's right.
That's the owners. Yeah, the
That's the other-
contractor also has a contingency.
Right, so I think that we really like the form. We like the transparency of it. We just ask that you guys use it between you and make sure that it just gets sent to us. And you just approve everything and keep going. Is that okay?
It's great. Great, as long as you're all on board.
Sounds good.
I don't think we need a board action. I don't think it violates our policy. I think we have a consent right now and
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great.
See, you're out of here.
Thanks.
Steve, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell Paul, we
All right.
missed him, but we hope he had a good evening with the family.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you. 5, consent agenda.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion amongst the three of us? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Consent agenda passes. Items for board action. 6A, classified bargaining agreement.
So you all have got a copy now of what was signed off on between Katie and I and the classified staff.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's been agreed to, and I have the originals here, but everything's signed off, and we have a final contract. Now, I don't know if you all want to look through it first before we vote on it, or if you're wanting to go ahead and move on this tonight, but it was all within board parameters and what we said we would do in our executive sessions.
What was the percentages agreed? And we got the 3 years, right?
Yes, 3-year contract, and it was 5, 2.5, and 2.5% over 3 years.
And then did we do? Go ahead, what?
Okay, because I'm at 6 and 2 and 2.
Oh, you're right, we did finalize in 622, you're right, I'm sorry, my fault. We were talking about 3 different things, 622, which I think, can you put this into the very back of this agreement? That table, very, very end.
Is that where I'm at? Oh, it's just not highlighted.
Yeah, yours is not in color, they printed it on.
And then the other question I had was, in this contract, do we have the retention, or what did we call that, bonus?
Retention bonus, yes.
Retention bonus?
For
And it's
the,
just the one time, right?
correct, so half of it in October and then the other half
In December. Okay. And what else did we offer them besides the retention bonus? There was
After 5 years, so the 6 to 10
Yes.
years, the 11 to 15.
longevity.
the longevity, we increased
We added
that,
that,
and they were good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Excellent. Brian, did you have any questions?
Nope.
Are you guys comfortable moving on this tonight? Okay. Could I get a motion?
I'll move to approve the classified bargaining agreement for 2022 through 2025.
I guess I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? We have a motion and a second on the table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The classified bargaining agreement for 2022-2025 passes unanimously. Okay, budget committee applications. They're not here, huh?
No, they're actually, what did you say? They
Oh, I just heard
actually
about
happen to be out of town this.
I just heard about Tuesday. I didn't hear about Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, they are out of town this week, okay.
So do you need them individually or do you want to do it to approve them both together?
Yeah, we can do it together.
I will move to approve the budget committee member application for Kendall Jones and Kyle Jones.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Kendall and Kyle Jones for budget committee. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have 2 more budget committee members. Okay, patron input. Is there anybody who wanted to speak today? Okay. Item 8, board comments.
Half an hour's pretty good.
Dates. April 19th, which is tomorrow, is our budget training. What time does that start?
5
5.
PM, 6 PM, and then 6 to 8-ish earlier if we can get out of.
And there will be games.
I will so try to be on time.
Okay.
In the
I think
active,
candy,
Yeah, and I like that. We're
I
doing
mean
an open
training.
ag room.
yeah, she has interactive screen. Aaron will show up because there's candy involved.
Ah, okay.
Should be fun.
Oh, you're like my husband. Candy and cookies. And then it says outdoor school on here, yay. April 28th for Schoolwide Improvement Day. Do you need anything from the board? Do you want us here for anything?
You're always welcome to come by. It's gonna be a little different. They're gonna do it in the classroom. I'll give you the calendar or the schedule for the day, I should say, schedule. And I'll give you the schedule for the whole day so you can see what some of the other activities are. So.
Okay. April 30th, prom at the Willows. Super fun. I got done at my Portland State softball game and brought my crew here to come watch the girls softball game and
They do it.
watch my yeah. And it's so funny, the umpires, they come off the game, they're like, oh my gosh, what do you guys have for us? And we're like, yeah, we were just here for prom. Because my grandson asked his girlfriend to prom. They wanted feedback, but we were just there for prom. May 5th, state choir, that actually got moved to the 4th, right?
No, the state choir is still the 5th. It's the actual, so the same day as the SWID was also supposed to be that evening also. It was supposed to be the
Oh.
spring choir. That got moved to May 4th. now.
May 4th.
We still have some other stuff.
So
going
May
on
4th
that
is
day.
spring choir.
Yeah, performance for the evening.
So that's Pirate Sounds.
Choir sounds, yes.
Oh, it is. Okay, thank you.
Choir sounds in the high school choir practicing one last time before their performance on stage.
Okay, on the 4th. Okay. And then May 6th is the PPC auction. Is that going to be virtual at all?
No.
Okay.
I tried.
Yeah, it's okay. I just never can make it.
You can still have some Olive Garden in spirit though, in your hotel room, if you're out doing the umpteen everything.
How do I do that?
I don't know, just that we could just get some,
Oh,
go just
I
go
see
get
what you're
some,
saying.
some food.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else for dates of importance?
There will be a pamphlet with some bigger items that you're welcome to find somebody that is going to be there and tell them how much you're willing to spend. Do it that way.
Are they doing baskets again this year?
Some.
Okay.
Hold on, geez.
Especially
I
six.
miss the elementary basket.
And we are still accepting donations, please and thank you.
Donations.
You guys have any project design meetings coming up with the committee?
We're waiting
scheduled?
for the
Okay.
bid. We gotta wait for the bids.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that's all. Meeting's adjourned 7:35. Or what time, Brian?
19? Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you.